Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new, welcome. Well, my name is Tumelo Modipa and I will not waste time but just get to the video. So it's another money video. Like I said, I do like talking about money, so today we'll be talking about the difference between savings and investment. I'm hoping I can keep this video short, hopefully 5 minutes, but definitely under 10 minutes. So let me begin by saying I am not a financial advisor. I'm just someone who likes talking about money purely from what I have learned, what I observed, and a whole lot of what I do. So let's get into the numbers. Basic definition of savings, at least from my viewpoint, or to try and make this understandable, is savings is when you put away money with anticipation to use it in the future. This money is usually readily available and it often carries a low risk with it. I'll give you examples so you could understand what I'm talking about. So most often savings is money we use for emergencies. So you would have your emergency savings. That way, if you needed the money immediately, then you would have access to it. Usually emergencies are just, you cannot like fund them straight from your salary, but then that's why you would have an emergency savings account. That's why it's called savings, because you are putting away the money for a short period of time. Like, you don't put it away for 5 years. Something will always show up in the middle of. So basically, emergency is to pay for those life events that you had not planned for, and even if you had not planned for, and because you have not planned for, your salary cannot actually afford those things for you. To explain this savings part of it is, sometimes you save towards goals. So if you're saving towards a goal, then you are saving, let's say for instance you drive a car, right? And you know that a car, the tires, after a specific period, the tires are no longer good, so you need to change them. Tires are expensive. Some cars go for 4,000 rands per tire, so 4x4 would be 16,000 rands. Do you have 16,000 rands readily available from your salary to fund those tires, or would you rather put away money so that you can pay for those tires when the time comes? Let's say you wear prescription glasses, ne? As far as I know, I don't wear prescription glasses, but as far as I know, I think people change them every 2 to 3 years. They are also expensive. They could go up to, I don't know, 5,000, I don't know, but they're in the thousands. So that kind of money is not money you could readily have. So you would need to save towards that goal. Think of other medical expenses. Even if you are on a medical aid, sometimes the medical aid does not cover your entire bill. And given how much the entire bill is, you would rather not want to spend straight from your salary, but you would maybe rather want to, take from the money that you've been putting aside for these emergencies. Other things like planning a girls trip, we're gonna have a girls trip in the next year, in the next 2 years. The anticipated spend for that trip is this much, so you put away that money. So in a nutshell, savings, it's when you put away money to use in the future for things that you will know will happen because you are planning for those things, and things that you do not anticipate but could really happen. For instance, should someone close pass away, those funeral costs, do you have enough money in your salary to cover all those funeral costs? The traveling, imagine you have to travel to the funeral. If it's not close by, the money that you would need to use for those travels and the actual cost of the funeral. So that's why you save money, you anticipate to use it in the future. So in a nutshell, that is savings. So investments, almost like savings, is that you do put away money, but with the anticipation that the money will grow over time. It's not necessarily all money, but I will get into it as I explain with examples. So the money is usually put away for a longer term, unlike if you're saying the girls trip is in 2 years. Investments could be up to 10 years, 20, however many years, 30 if you wish, 50 if you wish, provided of course 50 if you started younger. But that's your investments, and these ones usually come with a higher risk compared to savings, which carry with them a low risk, because sometimes you are just putting the money in a savings account, which is literally on a flat rate, and then that's that. But with investments, there are so many other risks involved. Let's say for starters you want to retire at, let's say, 55 or 60. So a type of investment to actually help you gear or prepare yourself for that retirement when you are at your present age. Let's say myself in my 20s and I want to retire in my 50s and 60s, then I would then look into a retirement plan. So what this retirement plan then turns into an investment, because I'm looking into using the money in about 20 to 30 years. So it's an investment because you are putting away the money for such a longer period of time, and because of the length of that period, it actually allows the money to actually grow. The other type of investment, think about educational plans. These are things I think our parents would know when they put away money so that they could fund our university study fees if for some odd reason we cannot obtain financial aid, but educational plans. So that would be an investment also. So the other thing is about buying property. So the beautiful thing about the real estate market is the value at which you buy property today would have substantially increased whenever you do decide to sell your house. Not even just sell your house, but it's just an appreciation of the value of your house. Let's say 20 years down the line, the growth is like off the charts, very beautiful. I will say it's an investment because you hold the property for such a long time that when you actually do decide to sell, you'll actually see the growth between when you originally held the property to when now you want to dispose of it. But the other thing is, as much as there's holding of property, we need to understand that there's a difference between buying a property today to sell it tomorrow. So if you do that, that is an entirely different thing. It's not an investment, because what you're doing is you are in the business of making money, so buying and selling. The other one is, I think I did do a video on this, yes, shares. So shares, like property, you want to hold them for a very long time. That way they grow. There are risks, yes, with property. If the property market plummets, then maybe that is something else. Shares also, if the company you bought shares from, the share price tanks, hard luck. But also, even if it tanks and you still hold the share for a very long time, you will see substantial growth. Why? Because you've held for so long. So it's not like a saving where you decide, I'm gonna buy a share tomorrow and then after 2 months I'll go and take it back. It's for a longer period, hence an investment, higher risk, lower period growth also. And yeah, so buying shares today to sell tomorrow is also not investment, but you are literally in the business of buying and selling, so to make profit. but instead here we're speaking about growth and not entirely not entirely profit. To wrap up, so investments is usually just money put away as a way to actually generate or create wealth, not necessarily about creating profits or just putting away so you can use it at a later stage, but it's more about generating and creating wealth. Don't get me wrong, I know that the word saving and the word investment are usually used interchangeably. Yes, they can be used interchangeably, but I believe with the information that I've just shared, it gives you a depth view of and detail of what each one really is. So in essence, a saving is an investment. It's just that it's an investment for a much shorter period. And you could also just say that an investment is a saving just for a shorter period. They're literally used interchangeably, but if you really go into detail, you'll see that they are two different aspects of just putting away money. And that's literally it for my video. Thank you guys for joining, and live your best life, be happy, and I will see you guys in the next video.